here we are, coming in 3, 2, 1. Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guest today is Dorothy Whiston from Out Reentry Community in Iowa City. Dorothy, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
Nice to have you back. We're going to talk about the Be an Instrument for Change event, which is coming up on the 19th?
Sunday the 19th.
Sunday the 19th. We'll talk about that more specifically in detail momentarily. But for those who may not be familiar with Out Reentry, tell me a little bit about it.
Okay. We're a community that seeks to support people coming out of incarceration, whether it's jail or prison or a halfway work release center. We serve about 250 people a year. We also correspond with people still in Iowa prisons to help them prepare before they come out. This year we opened a house for the first time, so we have a house in Iowa City where 6 men can live, because housing is the hardest thing in Johnson County, being a university community. So we do practical things, help people find jobs and housing. We offer peer support and professional support, and we also offer lots of referrals to the community to help people.
I am guessing that the need became apparent when it was obvious that the recidivism rate of somebody who has been incarcerated decreases dramatically when they have a reentry. There, you see what we did there? A reentry path back into housing, job, car, probably just somebody to talk to. It's just got to be huge in terms of helping somebody reacclimate after having been inside.
Right, and so does having a community that you feel comfortable and safe in. So we try to get people together at least every week. Not everybody comes every week, of course, but and then special times we have movie nights and game nights and other things like that, as well as an arts collective and support groups of various kinds.
And you're on the board for the organization.
I am on the board.
Correct? But I'm sure that with a small organization, you also are working on the ground. You're not just sitting around a table looking at spreadsheets.
Yes, no, I'm the volunteer chaplain for the organization, and do all kinds of other things. So I've been around since before the beginning, and it's been a wonderful thing to watch Out grow.
Well, since you have been around since the beginning, tell me just a little bit about how it came together. And you saw, a group, including you, saw this need, but I'm also sure that getting the organization up and running had to be a huge challenge.
It was a challenge. I was pastor of First Baptist Church in Iowa City at that time, and we received a seed grant from the National American Baptist denomination to do some kind of a reentry program. So we got to design it according to what we thought was most important. And then really before we opened our doors, we had people knocking on them. And since the day we opened, we've been more than full.
But I'm guessing that you've also grown.
Yes.
And how long has the organization been in existence?
Well, we received the grant in the fall of 2014 and opened our doors officially in January of 15.
Okay, so nearly 10 years.
Yeah, nearly 10 years. And this last week, we just moved out of what's now One Ancient Hope Church, was First Baptist in Iowa City, to new offices at 804 South Capitol Street near downtown. And I think we'll probably have to move again in the next couple of years because we continue to grow and staff increases and members increase, and so it takes more room.
And, of course, it also takes money.
Yes, it does.
And that is the reason for the visit, because you have your fundraiser coming up, Be an Instrument for Change. We mentioned May 19th. What's that going to look like?
It's a wonderful family-friendly affair. There's no stage at Chauncey Swan Park, but the awful purdies will be set up where people play next to the parking ramp, and there'll be some lawn games and chalk for kids and stuff like that. There'll be treats, there'll be information tables, there'll be a lot of people to talk to about Inside Out. encourage people to bring lawn chairs or blankets so they can make themselves comfortable on that long sloping hill.
Just had Sarah Driscoll from the Awful Purdies on the show just a couple of weeks ago because they just played a big show in Cedar Rapids as we're taping the past weekend from when we're talking right now. So got to hear a little bit about their new music and the new album that they have coming out. And of course, they just had a huge crowd at their show at CSPS. So you're familiar with their music. They're just so much fun.
They are very fun, and the instrumentation, having a cello and an accordion and things like that in the band is just tickles my heart.
Of course, the purpose of the event is to raise funds to support Inside Out Reentry, but I'm sure there's opportunities, to find out more about the organization, maybe, see what volunteer needs are and things like that. What kind of help do you, other than obviously buying a ticket, which we'll get to at the end?
Well, there actually are no tickets. It's free.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
We encourage people.
Making a free will offering then.
But people should come whether they can afford to contribute or not. Yeah. It's mostly a community celebration.
What kind of things are you looking for in terms of volunteers and programs as you are growing?
Volunteers in absolutely every capacity. We always need male mentors who can work one-to-one with people coming out. We need people who can provide on a volunteer basis professional services like counseling or some kind of skills programming. We need people to help run the office and staff our resource center. So there's a huge variety of things people can do.
Sounds like this organization runs pretty lean.
We run very lean.
You've been there since the beginning. What's changed in the last 10 years of Inside Out Reentry?
Well, because we went through the pandemic, everything changed and everything changed again. So it's been interesting to see how the Department of Corrections speeds up, slows down, releases more people, releases fewer people, and certainly the numbers coming back to Johnson County are affected by that. But it's been a pretty steady and increasing flow of people. I think the state is more aware now than they were when we started that people need preparation for reentry. And so now the prison in Mount Pleasant is kind of a reentry hub for people, for a lot of people before they come home, always to the home county where the offense was committed. Things have changed, but things have also stayed the same. People are people, and it's wonderful when people have successes and sometimes sad when people get off on the wrong track. And being on parole is a difficult thing to do.
Yeah. I think that looking at it from the outside, we think, when you're on parole, you can kind of go back to your normal life. You have to take some meetings, you have to do some stuff, but on the whole, you can go back to your old life, or as much of it, the legal part, as you. But that's not the case.
No, it's not. Who you associate with, how you spend your time, everything is pretty much regulated. And most people don't have cars when they first get out, and so they're spending an hour, sometimes 2 hours a day on the bus, not only getting to and from work, but getting to their probation or parole meetings, getting to mental health or doctor's appointments. It's a pretty trying existence for a lot of people.
And of course, the population that is experiencing this is not well equipped to, budget time,
right?
And all of these things that they never had the chance to learn when they were growing up, I'm guessing.
Budgeting time, budgeting money, even keeping a good calendar. That's not something a lot of people have done before. Some people have never stayed home alone at night because they've been in a communal setting of one sort or another most of their adult lives. So it's a challenge on pretty much every level for people returning from prison.
But because of your work, I'm guessing that you've seen a lot. You've seen definitely some failures, probably, but also a lot of successes in terms of people being able to reintegrate themselves.
Yes, and huge successes. People reuniting with their families when they haven't been in contact for quite some time. People, we always tell them any job, better job, career job. So we've certainly seen some people put some thought into what they want to spend the rest of their years doing and work up to that, and that's always very gratifying to see.
Inside Out Reentry Community is on the web. What's your web address?
InsideOutReentryCommunity.com.
Okay. You can find out more about the event coming up. But again, it's May 19th, Sunday afternoon.
3 to 5.
And entertainment with the ever awesome Awful Purdy.
That's
Awful
right.
Purdies, the awesome and awful Purdies. Chauncey Swan Park.
Yeah, and treats and games and just a good family time.
And I'll bet that if people want to do a sponsorship or make a donation or something, they can also do that on the website or at the event. Yes?
They can do it either place, yes.
Okay. Well, Dorothy, we'll pray for good weather.
Yes, we will.
And a fun time with Be an Instrument for Change on May 19th.
Thanks
Dorothy,
so much.
Thanks so much for being with me.
Yes.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:30 or download the podcast at kcck.org/culture or your favorite podcast aggregator. You can watch the video versions on YouTube or Facebook on KCCK's page. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. I'm Dennis Green. I'll talk to you later.